The human body is not one organism. It is an ecosystem of life. Inside your body are trillions of living cells, each one performing its own function. Some carry oxygen, some send electrical signals, some defend the body from threats. Entire microscopic communities working within you. These microbes don't just live in you. They actively help regulate digestion, immunity, and even signals to the brain. Digesting food, supporting immunity, maintaining balance. In many ways, the human body functions like a living ecosystem. Together they form tissues. Tissues form organs. Organs form systems. And those systems cooperate to sustain a single life. Your heart beats more than 100,000 times every day, pumping blood through a vast network of arteries and veins. Blood moves like rivers through a living landscape, carrying oxygen, carrying nutrients, carrying information. Every second, millions of cells communicate with one another. Chemical signals travel through the bloodstream. Electrical signals move through nerves. Your brain processes these signals constantly, maintaining balance inside the body. Scientists call this balance homeostasis, a stable environment that allows life to continue. But the ecosystem inside you does not stop with human cells. Your body is also home to trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, microbes that live in the gut, on the skin, and throughout the body. These organisms help digest food, support immunity, produce essential nutrients. Some scientists describe humans as superorganisms, a partnership between human biology and microbial life. And every moment, this ecosystem adapts, adjusts, maintains balance. But the ecosystem of human life does not stop at the boundary of the skin. Your body interacts constantly with the environment around you, with air, with sunlight, with water, with food systems, with microorganisms in the environment. You exist within a larger ecosystem of life. Every breath connects you to the atmosphere. You're a part of it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. For thousands of years, many traditions have suggested that human existence includes more than the physical body alone. Biology explains the mechanisms of life, but human experience involves something more difficult to measure. Biology alone does not explain experience. Thought, emotion, conscious awareness. These experiences shape how we perceive the world. Some traditions describe this dimension as consciousness. Others describe it as the spirit. Different languages, different explanations. But many point to the same idea. Human life is deeply interconnected. Your body is a biological ecosystem. Your mind is an informational ecosystem. And your experience unfolds within a much larger web of life. When you begin to see life this way, something changes. You realize that existence is not isolated. It is systemic. Every organism interacting with others, every system influencing the whole. But ecosystems do not only exist in nature, they exist in information. They exist in culture. They exist in the stories we hear about reality. And when those ecosystems of information are shaped in certain ways, how people see the world. And that realization leads to an important question. If ecosystems shape behavior, what happens when the ecosystem of information itself becomes manipulated? That question leads to the next paradox. Because sometimes the events we see are real, but the story behind them is not. The great deception. But here's the deeper question. You think you are just a body, but science suggests something far stranger. If the body is an ecosystem of biology, what is the part of you that experiences it? Close your eyes for a moment and notice something simple. You are aware, not just thinking, but aware that you are thinking. Something is experiencing this moment. Across cultures and across centuries, people have used one word for that experience, the soul. But what exactly is it? Start with what we know. Your body contains an unimaginable number of atoms, roughly 7 octillion. That is a 7 followed by 27 zeros. Almost all of your body is built from 4 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. The same elements found in oceans, forests, and distant stars. Nothing about the atoms themselves is unique. And here's something even more surprising. Most of the atoms in your body today were not there several years ago. Cells constantly replace themselves. Skin renews in weeks. Blood renews in months. Even bones rebuild over time. The material changes, yet you still experience yourself as the same person. So if the atoms change, what continues? It is not the atoms. It is the pattern. Think of a whirlpool in a river. Water flows in, water flows out, but the whirlpool keeps its shape. The pattern remains even while the material changes. Human life may work in a similar way. You are not simply the atoms. You are the pattern those atoms create, a dynamic arrangement of matter and information unfolding through time. When enough components interact in complex ways, something extraordinary appears: experience, awareness, consciousness. A single neuron is not conscious, but billions communicating together create a mind. And this leads to one of the deepest questions in science. Why does activity inside the brain produce experience at all? Signals move through nerves and the brain processes information, but that does not fully explain the feeling of being alive. The sensation of pain, the experience of joy, the inner world you inhabit. Something about complex patterns of matter produces awareness. Some scientists believe consciousness may be tied to information itself. Others explore whether deeper physical processes could be involved. Even quantum mechanics raises fascinating possibilities. At the smallest levels of reality, particles behave like probabilities until they are observed. Observation influences outcomes, which suggests awareness may play a deeper role in the universe than we once believed. These ideas are still being explored, but they point towards something remarkable. Consciousness may not be separate from the universe. It may be one of the ways the universe becomes aware of itself. In that sense, the soul may not be an object. It may be a process, an event. The universe experiencing itself through a particular pattern of atoms. For a brief moment in cosmic time, that pattern is you. Your memories, your emotions, your perspective, your story. While the atoms flow through you, the pattern continues. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe arranged in a way that can observe itself. And when you begin to see life this way, something changes. You realize the human experience is not just biology. It is awareness emerging inside a living ecosystem of existence. The body and the soul. The body is the biological ecosystem of life. Cells, organs, microbes, and signals moving through a living network. The systems that sustain physical life. The soul is the spiritual dimension of that life. The place where experience happens, where awareness observes, where identity and meaning form. 2 ecosystems interacting constantly. Body shaping experience, and experience shaping the body. Together creating the extraordinary phenomenon we call being human. The things I share on this channel come from my own awakening journey. They are not meant to be rules or to define anyone else's path. I am simply sharing what I have discovered along the way, because every person's journey through the human experience is unique. And that may be one of the most extraordinary things about being alive. Thank you for being here as I share parts of my own awakening journey. Your presence on this path truly means the world to me. Perhaps the human experience is the universe's most beautiful way of experiencing itself. See you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious about the human experience.